part 2 of the seatbelt saga. Still messing around trying to sort out how I'm going to configure the structure in the car, but everything that I do is transferable to your own car. If you're having a problem or you want to look at fitting seatbelts in your car, then don't rush into doing some work. Really think it through. Play around with templates, play around with bits of wood. You can see and you can apply all of these things to what you're doing with your particular build. So I welded in that upright piece there, and also the same on this side, and I've also welded in this beam here, which is immensely strong in its own right. I've just welded that to there and also to this side here, and it's not even welded all the way around, it's welded at the top and two sides. So that's okay, because when I join the cruciform piece underneath, that will tuck nicely up into that corner. So like all of these things, they all seem to merge into one big massive issue, but the Spitfire petrol tank sat across there, and it sat in that little V piece of angle iron. But for other reasons, I'm going to be going away from using a Spitfire petrol tank and using something else, so that's for another video. But what I've found is it's revealed this piece of angle iron going up through, and it also made a hole there so that it exits into the body tub, and I put this piece of box section, which all I need to do is to just cut it and bend it so I can weld it to the top of this, and that will give me the triangulation that I need. And that's the rear body tub mount. So, and this is the chassis, so it couldn't be much stronger than that. So I think that's what I'm going to do with that. The other thing I need to do is to reveal some more of this angle iron section here. You can see it there. I'm going to be glass fibering those back up again because I don't need those anymore, but I'm going to be making another hole here in this to reveal that angle iron, so that I can look at welding some kind of base support for the inertia reel seatbelt in and around this area here. So I've just cut a piece of hardboard to fit into there, just to give me some kind of idea of the vertical plane there, where that needs to go to support the inertia reel seatbelt. So I'm going to have to be probably somewhere in this area here. So the next job is to cut that out there to reveal the steel work, and probably take this rear wheel off and have a look underneath the car in that area there, just to see what kind of space I've got, because obviously I don't want to interfere with the suspension travel or the wheel. So I don't think it will be, but because it'll be inboard. But it's really that trailing arm there, that adjustable trailing arm, that I need to just make sure that I've got some clearance on, which I'm pretty sure it will be. So we'll more of that later. Well, one other thing for the more observant of you, you may have seen this big sort of square that I've drawn on the back there, and this hole that I've made in the middle. I'm looking to put some kind of a hatch in there, and I did find something on an original TF, which I'll put a little picture of that up on this, so that you can see what it is I'm thinking of. But not getting any younger, and so that would be a good way of actually allowing me to do some maintenance on the car without having to get underneath the car. Certainly to couple up the seatbelt mount, but also to be able to do up the prop shaft bolts, and also the UJ bolts that come off the diff. So that's another little idea that we'll be bringing to fruition at some point. I originally thought about having this piece here, the piece I'm moving around, up at this position here to mount the seatbelt reel on, which is there. But as somebody pointed out, that's quite close to the back of the seat. So if that was to be rear-shunted, that could happen, and that could move forward into the seat. So I think what I'm going to do is lay that down across the floor now and pick up off the steel work that runs across the car. So what have we come up with? We've actually got the seat in place temporarily on the old wooden floor. You can just see the new wooden floor underneath the old floor on the other side, just to stop weld spatter or protect the new floor. As you can see, the seat belt is in position and it looks okay. That's this new stalk off the secure on seat belt, and the lap part comes across underneath the shoulder part, which is good. It comes over, probably not quite exactly the right position, but it probably wants to be a little bit sort of there, but we're getting there. What I did was I made up some a wooden post, so you can see that there. Wood's easy to work with than metal, and it gives me an idea as to what sort of section piece of metal I'm going to need. The top part of it is just canted over at about maybe 10 degrees, but I think ultimately this needs to go over that way a little bit. But I've also got to be mindful that I can get the hood frame up and past the belt buckle, but we're getting there. Another piece of the structure has got to be some form of connecting the back here to the front steelwork that runs across there. Now underneath here, this hole here, there is a member, a piece of angle iron that runs from that member there to this piece here, and if you can see it, that piece there, so that's it there. If you can see it, that's a piece of angle iron that runs from the back to the front, and there's again another piece there, but it's not here where I really want it. So what I'm thinking is now that this obviously is way too long, but that could actually go underneath this floor and welded to the piece that I've just been speaking about across the back. And then also, because this is a piece of angle iron, then what I can do is I can weld that up underneath the angle iron at the front. So that's going to mean the body tub comes off and we have to invert it to allow me access to do that. So the tub's got to come off fairly soon anyway, and I'm just going to add that to the list of things that I need to do. So I'm just exploring that for the time being, but I think that's probably the most likely solution. And then this upright post here, obviously I'll be replacing the wood for some steel work, but then that steel work can come straight up vertically, if not inset slightly that way, so that it's sort of halfway across this wheel arch, and that will put it just inside the folding hood frame and almost perfect for the shoulder position. So whatever you're doing on your car, take your time, don't rush into a solution, work through the problem properly and carefully. Share your issues with your Facebook groups, because I've had an awful lot of very helpful information come back to me, very thoughtful opinions from many people on my Facebook groups that I'm on, and it's been really helpful and has helped me to reach the decisions that I've made along the way. So it's absolutely brilliant, that is. So thanks to everybody out there on Facebook that's actually helped me with this project. One thing that I always say, it's a saying that we used to use at work, and I think it's so important, and it goes along the lines of this: remember, there's never enough time to do the job right first time, but there's always enough time to do it again. So it's that methodology that I use in order to help me to make the decisions that I make and to work the way I do with my car, with the build of my car. So hope you enjoy that, and stay tuned for the next one, which will be even more on the seat belts. So hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned. Don't forget to click the like and subscribe button, and see you in the next one.